Alright, you read the title, you know what this is. I'm going to make a tier list. Now, my guidelines are simple. How much did I personally enjoy the campaign, the multiplayer, and how much has the game impacted me personally? I'm also going to look at the main games, nothing like Spartan Assault or those other twin stick things. Alright, let's jump into it going release order. Now, wouldn't you know it, shameless plug, I actually made a video about this one a while ago for very good reasons. First and foremost, this game kickstarted the franchise. The campaign delivers a mostly solid experience. Hey, I'm just saying, the game kinda after, 343 Guilty Spark, that level kinda teetered a little bit too. Other than that though, most everyone can find something enjoyable about this one. It almost feels like a Saturday morning cartoon in its charm and simplicity. Multiplayer is a bit different. Okay, I can't deny some of the charm rubs off from the campaign. It sure as hell is showing its age. That being said though, there's still a lot of fun to have. The game offers a broken pistol meta, some silly physics, and laughs all around. It being ported to MCC also brought more in-depth customization, which is just a bonus. I like this game a lot. I have to give it high marks. I used to draw Spartans in grade school because of this game instead of doing my fucking coursework. There are just so many good memories I have with this one, especially talking to other kids about glitches and silly shit and playing with my family. I love this game, but upon reflection, I don't think I can go higher than an A, and I think an A is perfectly fair. Halo 2, another legendary game. The campaign is still probably my favorite story in the franchise. It introduces the inner struggles of the Covenant and explores probably the best character in the franchise, the Arbiter. The story is just fantastic. God, the game was rushed. You see, the AI, it's not terrible. It's actually kind of cute how dumb they could be. The level design is absolutely busted sometimes, but honestly, that's probably one of my favorite things about it. Oh yeah, Jackal snipers kind of suck. Nope, they absolutely do suck. I hate them. Multiplayer is good. It's just good. You see, at the time, this was unlike no other. The tighter maps that still get recycled to this day because they're just that amazing. It had online at the time, which was revolutionary. I only wish I played this more when it came out. Thank you, MCC, for keeping it alive, because it's absolutely fun going through that broken, busted BR meta. Honestly, this game is another core childhood memory of mine. It abso-fucking-lutely slaps, warts and all. I still think it's my favorite campaign story-wise. It has some great custom games that you can enjoy today and some awesome maps to just chill. It's a vibe game, really. I love it. I think Halo 2, though, looking back at it, probably deserves to be an A, on par with Halo 1 for overall enjoyment. Alright, Halo 3. Honestly, Halo 3 it's big. It's the Halo 2 of Halo 1, but Halo 3. Does that make sense? Okay, what I mean by that is this feels like the sequel to end all sequels. It's not my favorite campaign story, but it is the tightest one to experience. Each level just keeps delivering something bigger and bigger until the last moment of the game. The level design itself is actually top-notch. Most of the levels feeling fantastic to play, you can always go back to them and have fun. And it all comes together at the end to deliver a perfect book-closing ending for the original trilogy. And no other game came out after it. The multiplayer is chef's kiss. Seriously, I still play this game even today. The maps? Fantastic and classic. The weapon sandbox? It's also damn good. With the custom games and the addition of Forge, it made 2007 to 2010, and even today, full of laughs and damn good times. So I'll be honest, I could go on for hours about Halo 3, and I'm probably not even doing it justice now. I'll just say this, Halo 3 is lightning in a bottle. It affected so much of my early development back then when I wanted to be a game developer, my dream, my metric for success was to build a game better than Halo 3. That was all I was thinking about. How can I make a game better than Halo 3? And I fucking struggled. It's a damn good game, and it's amazing. It absolutely deserves to be an S tier. Halo Wars. So, I kind of view this game in two lenses, cutscene/story and the actual strategy gameplay. That's right, Halo Wars was a first in Halo history. A Halo strategy game. It's okay. I liked it. The scenarios are good enough, and the objectives are fun. You kind of just mostly go through, build up your base, get better troops, go and kill a target sometimes, and explore the map. It's not really up my alley. I'm more of a tactics game kind of guy like Fire Emblem, but the story is cool enough. I actually loved seeing something divorced from the Halo 1 through 3 era, and these characters are decent enough with a real standout being Red Team. They're really cool. But I'll be honest, those cutscenes absolutely slapped. I love them. They're so cool. The multiplayer was there. I'll be honest, I vaguely remember playing this when it first came out. I probably played a little bit of it, and I tried to play it when it came to PC again. I think I got like 2 matches in. It's okay, it's more of the main gameplay against actual players, and they're all better than me and better than you probably. When I played other strategy games, again, they're just not my cup of tea, but I could already tell that Halo Wars compared to other strategy games is not that mechanically deep, which was perfect for a simpleton like me, because I actually had a lot of fun just going through, and I could actually see myself wanting to play this like a few months down the line. It's just a simple, streamlined strategy game, perfect for beginners. Now, this probably won't be a shock to any of you, but honestly, mostly the cutscenes stuck with me throughout the years. That's something that I actually went back to pretty frequently when this game came out. Like on YouTube, I would see the clips uploaded and just watch those instead of playing the actual game, because, again, my god, those cutscenes are really good. I honestly think that putting this game in C tier is fair. Yep, Halo Wars is C tier for me. Halo 3 ODST. I absolutely loved this game a few years ago. I thought it was one of the best Halo campaigns, like, ever. Recently, I actually got to replay some of it when it came back to MCC. And yeah, ODST is a game. Now, don't get me wrong, it actually has a lot going for it. The slight mechanical changes making you feel less powerful than any other Halo game. You know, you're an ODST, not a Spartan. One of the best atmospheres I've seen in a game of that generation. And probably the best Halo soundtrack, full stop. I think overall the campaign is fine. It's at least very enjoyable to go through like once or twice. But if I'm being honest, upon replaying it, I think I only like the hub world, you know, the night mission, the one you play as the rookie. I think that's my favorite part about ODST's campaign. I don't know. Some of the main missions felt off to me. They just didn't have that Halo magic that I've come to expect. They're perfectly fine and nowhere near as bad as like Halo 2 level design wise, but they're just not my favorite. And the main cast is serviceable, especially Johnson when he shows up, but I don't know. They're okay. So ODST actually came with the DLC map packs from Halo 3, and you could just pop that in and play the Halo 3 multiplayer. Yeah, I'm not going to count that. That'd be cheating. But it also did have Firefight, which recently actually introduced Flood Fight in the MCC, which that's actually really, really fun. I recommend it. It's honestly just more Halo content. If you just enjoy the combat, you could go to Firefight and just have a few rounds with some buddies, and it's overall amazing. I like it. I like Firefight. And I think ODST does Firefight the best in the series, to be honest. I don't know, something about the simplicity of the maps, and again, the mechanical differences between the ODST and the Spartans, it just was perfect. Really good. Now, I'll be honest with you, the personal impact is probably bigger than it should have been for this one. It impacted me a lot for some reason. I think it was the atmosphere. I think for a time it was actually one of my favorite Halo experiences just because of that. Upon replaying it, I'll be honest, I was more in love with the idea of ODST. I still think we should get like an ODS2 of some sort, at least sometime, please, like within the foreseeable future, because that's a really good idea. If they just expanded on it, I know like ODST2, that's a hard thing to say. ODST2 would be amazing. But again, after replaying it, I think I'm good for a while. I'm not really itching for it. I think Halo 3 ODST belongs in B. Halo Reach, what a fantastic game. Honestly, like, I don't know how Bungie did it as their last hurrah into the franchise. It was great. The campaign at the time was a lot darker than we're used to, from Halo standards at least. We know how Reach ends. It's not very fucking happy. That being said, playing the game was a delight. The level design remained consistent through and through, with some outstanding set pieces and seriously amazing weapons. Now in retrospect, I still think that this campaign is good. Amazing even. But I don't know, I just don't seek it out, honestly. Most of the campaign is great, good even, like I mentioned, but it just doesn't do anything that really wows me. I don't know, the stakes felt very low compared to other Halos. I already kind of know what was going to happen, and Noble Team just didn't really do it for me, except for George. My god, George is awesome. But I'll be honest, I'd probably rather take Romeo, Buck, and Veronica over the rest of Noble Team. Honestly, I don't even have to make this next section very long. It's the multiplayer. This is probably the best aspect of Halo Reach ever, at least before the title update. God, I actually kind of don't like looking at this game now because I can view it through so many lenses. MCC, Xbox 360, title update, not title update, Jesus. Too much variance of Reach, but that's another topic. You know, whatever. The custom games, that's where I spent most of my time. That's where I still spend most of my time, and yeah, they always hit. They always hit. And Forge was awesome, and for fuck's sake, this was the game I decided to make a machinima with my friend because of theater, and there's just so much extra content that you can do in this game, and it's so cool. I really liked the custom games and the social aspect of Reach more than any other game of that generation, save for like Halo 3. Oh yeah, and Firefight was a thing. Again, I already mentioned ODST did it better. God damn, dude, how do I even start talking about the personal impact for this? This game's touched me in so many ways. Seriously, like, god damn, I still remember looking through all the armor I collected when I reached Inheritor, because back then you actually earned your armor. 343. I'll be honest, most of my fond memories go to the custom games as well as making maps and machinimas with my buddy Michael. Seriously, Halo Reach it's a pretty damn good game. But if I look a bit closer, I could kind of see that this was the beginning to Halo's road to becoming more competitive and more like the 343 games. Albeit, calm down, albeit not as competitive, and it definitely teeters the line perfectly. What I mean by that is it was different enough, but still very much Halo. It just kind of had a lot of things that were introduced that 343 grasped onto because they thought that was Halo. And I could go on about this forever, but in my honest opinion, Halo is better as a party game where you start out with an AR and you just have vehicles to fuck around with. And Reach still had plenty of that. And I love it for that. But when it does like title update stuff and the more competitive scene that started getting there, and then the MLG people, that was just kind of lame, and it sucked the fun out of the game for me. But that being said, I think that this game is still a high A for me. It's damn close to an S, and some days it might even be an S. It just kind of depends on how I feel and which version of Halo Reach I play. Yeah, no, I like this game a lot. It gets an A for me. It's a very tough decision, but it gets an A. Halo 4. Fanfiction. Halo 4 is fanfiction. It's not bad, it's just not what people were expecting. You see, I originally thought it was cool, but honestly, with a second playthrough, growing up a little bit, it's fine. It's just written like fanfiction. And it's the type of fanfiction where they don't exactly get the characters, which I guess that's also fine. And the gameplay is okay as well. We're getting way more divorced from Halo's actual core gameplay. And you could kind of see that, like I mentioned, in Halo Reach, but right here it's on full display and it's not even apologizing for it. The gameplay was alright in the campaign, it's just nothing to write home about. Level design was absolutely fucking mid. Less open areas, encounters felt half-assed, Prometheans didn't feel as fun to fight as the old Covenant. I could go on, but honestly, I think Halo 4 gets so much hate, and while I don't hate it, I don't like it, it's just kind of there. And honestly, that goes as much for the multiplayer as well. I had fun with it for maybe 3 months, and then I just went back to Reach. This was the most competitive Halo had felt, the most sweat. Literally, it was just so boring. And where was the fun? Where was the soul? And the custom games and the Forge itself took a major downgrade. It felt very sleepy. This game made me sleepy.
Yawn sound effect.
I'll be honest, I really don't have much personal impact. Again, it's not as bad as I remember or as bad as everyone says it is. I genuinely believe the worst offense that this game has done is that it's just sort of there. You know? Like, it feels like it's by the numbers, it's bland, it's just putting in the effort. The soundtrack is really good, but this game, it's not awful, it just exists. It's a D. From mid to worse. Halo 5. Now, I'll be honest, it took me a while to play this game. I didn't own an Xbox. I actually played it. Well, I played halfway through it in 2017 at a friend's house. This isn't Halo. This is hardly even fan fiction. The writing is just confusing. Even if you don't look at it as a Halo game, it's just confusing and bad. The gameplay is okay, but at this point in 2017, I was fed up with advanced movement options. I just wanted some classic Halo and some fun. I really didn't want to play bigger Halo 4. This campaign is just not good, man. It's not good. It's not good. I played a little bit of the multiplayer as well, like twice. When it first came out, I went to my friend's house. It was okay. I liked some of the modes. You fought like AI in a mode, and I thought that was pretty cool, but the battle pass sucked ass. Customization looked weird. The art style was gross to look at. The gameplay was mid with a bunch of tryhards and sweats. I'd rather fucking play COD, dude. Like, goddamn. And then I recently played through it, and I had a better time with all the updates. But again, I'd rather fucking play COD. The Forge is really good though. Like, my god, that was some good Forge. Honestly, the biggest personal impact that this game has is that it lives in my head rent-free. Halo 4 is painfully there and mid. This one just sucks. This game gets a fucking F. Oh boy, Halo Wars 2. Can you tell I'm running out of steam? So I actually did play a little bit of this, the gameplay. It felt similar to the second one, a little bit better obviously. I liked the direction they were taking. It seemed like it was going more in a tactics kind of route, but I'll be honest, I have not played it in quite some time. I mostly just watched the cutscenes, and from what I've played and the cinematics that I watched on YouTube, that kicked ass, so I'm gonna give this game a C. Halo Infinite, the dead live service game. Oh my god, this game's a train wreck. Okay, full transparency, I did make a review around the time this game came out, and my impressions were actually pretty high. That's because I was actually expecting a steady flow of content, and 343 has not delivered. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna pull any punches. 343 has dropped the ball big time on this. But before I smack talk them, let's talk about some of the good. If you honestly ignore the open world completely, this is the best campaign 343 has developed. The gameplay, especially where the grappling hook and shooting are concerned, feel fantastic. And the music is really good. You know, and I really like the characters too. Okay, good list over. Everything else is absolutely abysmal. I'm not even going to get into my actual criticism with the multiplayer and the, predatory business practices of 343. The thing I hate the most about this game is the way it makes me feel when I play it. Because I know that even when Forge comes out and saves the game, quote unquote, I'm not going to be able to enjoy it, not after all the nickel and diming 343 has done to me. This game has been out for almost a year now, and it's only felt like Damage Control the game. And I'll be honest, it's going to take a long time for it to not feel that way. Every move 343 has done has been, oh, we gotta get our fan base back. Oh no, it's on fire. And you might be thinking, oh, that's a good thing, right? No, they shouldn't have done that in the first place. They should have delayed it and released a finished game. I have some thoughts as how they could have done it, but hindsight is 2020. I'd like to make a simple comparison though. If you look at the Master Chief Collection, a 2015 game. That game has been receiving more armor, more skins, maps, a custom game browser, just more content in general. The saddest part, that took them 4 months to do. And they haven't charged a single cent. Halo Infinite took a year to fix their fucking multiplayer menu, to add co-op, and they axed couch co-op, and Forge, and DMR without a scope. What, they couldn't afford the scope now? This game gets a D. It's just above Halo 4 for me, and the only reason it's not lower is because they're still adding stuff to it, so it wouldn't be fair to write it off just yet. My god, that was a list. That was a long list. I want to thank everyone for listening, and if you disagree, that's cool. Let's fight about it in the comments. As you can see from this list, Halo as a franchise is a 7 out of 10.
There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow